In the UK, it doesn't get very hot very often. So when it does, you have to take the opportunity to go outside and enjoy it. But if you're outside on a hot day and hiking like I am right now, it can get a little bit uncomfortable. And so if I could have a portable AC unit, like the Ranvoo Aice Lite Max, it'll make things a little bit more comfortable. So how this works is basically magic, but what I'll do is a generalization of what actually happens. It intakes air, it passes that air through fins and also fans to cool it down, and with that cooled air, it blows it through the vents at the top and also at the bottom, so it will pass over your face and it will also blow down the back of your neck. But it also has this massive metal band, and this gets cold very quick and also heats up very quick. So if you do have it on the cooling mode, what it'll do is it'll blow that air to this metal plate and it will cool it down really quickly. And with the combination of the metal plate and also the hot or cold air going up and around your face or down the back of your neck, it can heat you up or cool you down really fast. Now, when I got the email to review this, my first thought was, I live in England. When am I ever going to use this to cool down? But actually, it does a great job at cooling down and heating up. So when it is the summer that lasts a couple of days, I can use this to cool myself down. But when it does get to those colder months, I can use this to heat myself up. I also found a little bit of an unintended use for this. Sometimes I sleep a bit funny, or when exercising, I can strain my neck. And this is actually an amazing cold compress or even a hot compress to help relax the muscles and alleviate the pain. So the Ranvoo can cool temperatures between 16 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius. And it can heat temperatures between 40 degrees Celsius and 50 degrees Celsius. So with that range, especially the 16 to 30, that is very much the range that I'll find in a typical car AC. And it does a fantastic job. I have it currently on 16 degrees Celsius with the fan turned all the way down. It's just on just a little bit. So I don't think you'll be able to hear it, because I can barely hear it, especially with all the noises of nature around me. It just drowns it out. So in terms of the fan noise and the fan speed, you can turn it all the way down to basically off and then all the way up. So it's basically a gale force wind. So here is a look at the app. As you can see in the top left hand corner, we have our battery life indicator. We also in the top right have our on and off button. Now there is a button on the device itself if you wanted to use it. It's just helpful to have on the app as well. You can see we can set the temperature to whatever we want, from 16 all the way to 30. We also can select the wind speed. So this is the fan speed. So we can have it as high or as low as we want, or we can have it off if we don't have any noise. We also can cool, heat, have fan only, AI mode, silent mode, heat pack. So this is what I mentioned about having a hot compress. You can literally have a mode for that. And also you can set timers, lower power mode. So if you wanted to use it for a long period of time, if you're on holiday and you're out, for instance, you can have it on low power mode. A ton of customizability on this app, which is just fantastic. So I've got the Lite Max with me right now. We have the wind speed on the lowest setting. So it is going, but it's obviously very, very low. So if I'm quiet, I don't think you'll be able to hear it. Now, if I put the wind speed up to about halfway, you might be able to start hearing it now. And then if I put it to max, yeah, this is where it's kicking up a notch. Now, the main question I think people would have about this is, does it actually work? And I have to say, it really does. I was super skeptical when I got the email about an air conditioning unit in this form factor and it actually working. I thought it would basically just be a fan like all the others, blowing air around, and it might feel a little bit cold, but in reality, it's just a fan. This actually does make the air colder or hotter depending on what you want it to do, and it really does actually work. When I have it on 16 degrees on the coldest mode, it feels really cold, and even on a hot day when I'm out and about, it will really actually cool me down. Equally, when I have it on the hot mode or the hot pack mode, like I mentioned with a sore neck from sleeping a little bit funny, it really is a nice warm temperature that really does heat me up and works really well. Now, if you are someone who suffers from the heat, or you just live in a hot country, or you suffer from hot flushes, this could be a bit of a game changer for you, just because in my experiences, it does work really well and also really quickly. So if you are having a bit of a hot flush and you want to be cooled down or more comfortable, this is something you can put on really quickly and it will activate and work really fast. I will have to say there is a caveat to that, because even though it does a really great job, you can't think of it as like an air conditioning unit they would have in a building or a house or at a shop, because it only conditions cold air round your face and around your neck through that metal plate. It doesn't cool down like the whole room, or it won't do a larger space. It'll pretty much do only the top portion of your body. And while we're talking about limitations, there's a few that I wanted to mention. Firstly, it has great functionality. You can change everything incrementally throughout on the app. On the device itself, it's a little bit more limiting, and it would have been nice to see a little bit more functionality and options on the actual device itself. It's also not very good at being in that middle ground. So it's very good at cooling you down or being very cold very quick. It's also really good at being very hot very quick or heating you up very quick. But that middle ground of just like 20 to 30 degrees, it seems a little bit more inconsistent. And also I feel like to keep it at that sort of level, you just want to use it as a fan, because putting on 20 to 30 degrees, it still feels pretty cold to what actually the temperature is. So I use it more for that rapid cooling or rapid heating, rather than just to be on all the time consistently, making me a balanced level. And this is a nitpicky one, but on the device it says Aice Max, but it's called the Lite Max. Like, what's going on? So my final conclusion is I actually really like it. I didn't think I would, but it actually is really good. It does exactly what it says it does. It cools you down, it heats you up, it feels really premium. The materials used are top notch. It also just works really well. Very easy with the app, it connects straight away. For battery life, it has a 6,000 mAh battery, and they say it can last 30 hours. I think it lasts between about 3 and 6 hours, depending on how you use it, of course. And if you use it on the ultra low wattage voltage mode, it might last a bit longer. But if you're using it for what it's intended to cool you down or heat you up, it's only going to last around that 3-hour mark. Now I have to say, you can fully charge it also between 2 and 3 hours. So it is fairly fast charging, so there's no complaints there. So through and through, it does what it says it's going to do, and it does it really well. Now it's currently being sold on their website for £199, but I have seen it on Amazon for cheaper, around about £170. So I will include both links down below in the description. Go check it out. The price may vary, but for £199, it is a luxury item. But like I mentioned, if you're someone who suffers from hot flushes, or if you're in a hot country, or just in general if you're in the UK and you've had enough with heat waves, this might be a great personal unit. Don't think it's going to change the world and cool down your whole house, because it won't, but it will make you comfortable in those really warm temperatures or really warm days. Now, if you'd like more information like specs or what the cheapest price or current best price to pick this up at, check the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like this video, share it, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.